Your salary went up 5%, but you feel poorer. Here's the invisible thief stealing it all. Picture this. You get a raise. High five your boss. Life's good. But then, groceries cost more. Rent jumps. Gas? Forget about it. Suddenly, that extra cash has vanished. What if I told you it's not bad luck? It's not the economy just tricking you. There's a silent force, a force nobody warns you about, that shrinks your paycheck every single year. I'm Alex, and today we're going to draw it out so it makes perfect sense. Stick around, because after this, you'll never look at your bank account the same way again. Let's grab the crayons. Meet Sarah. She's 25, works as a graphic designer in the city, and at the start of the year, her take-home pay is $3,000 a month. And at the start of the year, her take-home pay is $3,000 a month. In January, her boss pulls her aside and says, "Great work this year. Here's a 5% raise." Awesome. Sarah now pockets $3,150. Time to celebrate, right? But then February hits. She goes for her weekly grocery run. Milk, which was $3, is now $3.15. A carton of eggs went from $4 to $4.20. The coffee beans she loves for her morning brew are up 10 cents. Her total grocery bill for the month is suddenly $25 higher. She kind of shrugs it off. It's just a little bit. Then March comes, and a notice is stuck to her apartment door. Annual rent adjustment, 4% increase. Just like that, another $100 is gone from her budget every single month. By the time summer rolls around, she gets a shock at the gas station. A full tank used to cost her $50. Now it's $55. And that new phone plan she got, the introductory rate expired, and it's crept up too. At the end of the year, Sarah looks at her bank balance. After all the bills are paid, she's right back where she was. Her $3,150 feels more like $2,800. That shiny new raise? It's been completely eaten alive. Sarah isn't alone. This happens to millions of people. But why? Well, it's time to meet our invisible thief. The thief's name is inflation. And no, it's not some scary monster from Wall Street. It's simply the rate at which prices creep up every year, everywhere. The government might report an average inflation rate of, say, 3%. But for the things you actually buy every day, groceries, rent, gas, that rate can easily be 5, 6, or even 7%. Now, here's the part that nobody ever tells you. Your raise is what's called a nominal raise. Sounds fancy, right? It just means it's the number on paper. What really matters is your real purchasing power. Let's draw it out to make it super simple. Imagine you have $100. With that, you can buy 10 apples that cost $10 each. Your $100 bill can now only buy you about 9.5 apples. Your money literally shrank without a single dollar ever leaving your wallet. Let's go back to Sarah. Her 5% raise was fighting against a 6% inflation rate on her personal expenses. The result? She was actually down 1% in real terms. That's a loss of over $400 in buying power over the year. The invisible thief wins. So, how do you beat this silent wallet shrinker? The answer isn't just about getting a bigger raise. It's about making your money work harder than inflation. The first step is to track your personal inflation rate. Don't rely on the national average. Look at your bank statements from last year. How much did your rent, groceries, and gas go up? Calculate the percentage. If your rent went from $1,000 to $1,050, that's a 5% jump right there. Knowing your number is your first line of defense. Next, it's time to play often. Let's talk about investing. I know, the word can sound intimidating, but it's simpler than you think. You're basically putting your money into things that are designed to grow faster than prices are rising. Think of it like putting your money on an escalator while inflation is trying to climb the stairs. You need your escalator to move faster. Historically, the stock market has returned an average of about 10% per year. So even in a year with high inflation, say 6%, you'd still be 4% ahead. Your money is not just surviving, it's growing. And you don't need a lot of money to start. You can open an investment account with as little as $50. There are apps that make it incredibly easy to buy into something called an index fund, which is like buying a tiny slice of the entire stock market. It's a great way to get started without having to pick individual stocks. The key is consistency. Even investing a small amount every month adds up dramatically over time, thanks to something called compound interest, which is like a superpower for your money. Another powerful move is to find ways to increase your income that are not tied to a single annual raise. This could be a side hustle you're passionate about, like freelance writing, graphic design, or even selling handmade crafts online. Even an extra few $100s a month gives you a massive buffer against rising costs. It's about creating multiple streams of income, so if one stream is slowed by inflation, the others can keep you moving forward. You're building your own financial dam to protect against the rising tide of prices. Let's bring it all back to Sarah. What if, at the start of the year, she had a game plan? She gets her 5% raise. Great. But she also knows her personal inflation is around 6%. She starts by investing just $100 a month into a simple index fund. By the end of the year, not only has her investment grown, but she's also started a small freelance design business on the side, bringing in an extra $200 a month. Now, when she looks at her finances, the story is completely different. The $100 rent increase is covered. The extra $50 a month on groceries and gas doesn't even make a dent. Instead of feeling like she's fallen behind, her purchasing power has actually increased. She didn't just fight the invisible thief, she outsmarted it. She took control. So here's the bottom line. That feeling of your paycheck shrinking, even when it gets bigger, isn't just in your head. It's real, and it's called inflation. But you are not powerless. It all starts with understanding the difference between your nominal raise and your real purchasing power. From there, you can take action. Track your personal inflation rate, make your money work for you through investing, and look for ways to boost your income beyond your day job. These aren't get-rich-quick schemes. They are fundamental strategies for building real, lasting wealth and financial security in a world where prices are always on the rise. You work hard for your money. It's time to make sure your money is working just as hard for you. Thanks so much for watching. If this helped you see your paycheck in a new light, hit that like button and subscribe for more simple breakdowns of the money topics nobody ever seems to talk about. Let me know in the comments what your biggest aha moment was. See you in the next video. Why does this blindside everyone? Psychology. We celebrate the raise number. I make more, but we ignore the shrink. Real talk. That $5 latte, it was $4.50 last year. Sneaky. Analogy time. Imagine your paycheck is a balloon. A raise pumps air in, but inflation is a slow leak, a series of tiny pinprick holes. By the end of the year, that balloon is looking pretty flat. Governments print more money to help the economy. But when more dollars are chasing the same amount of stuff, prices go up. Central banks aim for 2% inflation, calling it healthy. Healthy for them, maybe. Not so much for your grocery bill. Alex's fix. Track your real wages. Websites like the Bureau of Labor Statistics show it. In the US, the average might be that wages are up 4%, but inflation is up 4.5%. That's why it feels like you've been running in place for years. So, what's the lesson here? Stop chasing nominal raises. It's time to protect your real money. Here's your 3-step shield, and it's as simple as drawing with crayons. First, negotiate real raises. Ask for 2% above the inflation rate. You can literally say, with 5% inflation, I need a 7% raise just to stay even. Bosses respect that you've done the math. Second, buy timeless assets. Cash loses value over time. Stocks and real estate, on the other hand, often beat inflation. They've returned around 7%. Your grocery receipt doesn't care about the number in your savings account. It cares about what that money can buy. Third, track your real power. Use an app like Mint or even a simple Excel sheet. Log what $100 buys you this year compared to next year. Adjust your strategy. Alex did this and now invests $100 a month. It snowballs. This isn't financial advice. It's just the math that most people ignore. Start today. Your future self will thank you. And here's a quick twist. Ever wonder why the ultra-wealthy seem to get richer during inflation? It's because their assets grow right along with it. Their houses become more valuable. Their stocks go up. Meanwhile, our wages lag behind. So they get even further ahead. No one tells you this. But inflation isn't the real enemy. Unprotected cash is. That's why your paycheck feels like it shrinks every year. Inflation is the invisible thief. But now you see it. If this hit home for you, smash that like button. Subscribe for more big finance drawn small. And comment below, what's your biggest inflation shock? Next up, we're talking about the single mistake that destroyed Kodak. See you there.